Good day, everybody, and welcome to RCL Season 8 A Division. This is week 1, and I'm here joined with Bacchus.
Hello, everyone.
I'm glad you're more enthusiastic than Ziggy. He does it just to annoy me. He always does the most plain voice he possibly can. Thank you. Thank you for not doing that. Oh boy.
Yeah, absolutely no problem.
Yeah. So first off, for season 8, we have our boy Slippy Slurpy, fucking Sean here to destroy everyone, as he always does, and Darkly, our boy Ziggy, who we were just talking about. Oh yeah, Galactic Greninja and Sydney Swannas, because, you know, team names also matter. Yeah, so let's jump into this. Bacchus, what kind of notes do we have for this?
So the very first thing that happens, it's a very slow game at the beginning. Some scouting, the leads are quite good. Ziggy is trying to understand exactly what are the different sets. For now, it's Ziggy definitely prepared for the colossal lead, like we see with the taunt.
Definitely. Can
And
I
then
also
into
just
Urshifu.
Can I also just say that fucking Wigglytuff ate that goddamn heat crash. Look
Yes,
at
yes.
him.
I
He
think
ate that.
Wigglytuff was meant to lead versus Colossal in general.
I'd say that's
So
likely, but damn.
it was especially EV'd for this. I think here we can definitely say that Ziggy has the upper hand.
Yeah.
What is interesting is happens afterwards.
Yeah.
I think for now it's just discovering, leading, and trying to figure out what's
Yeah, so
there.
when we were on this turn, because me and Davis and someone else, I can't even remember who, were all in VC while watching this match together. And something I thought of from Sean over here was, because he's Terra Fairy, same with the Lug, why I feel like it wouldn't have been a bad idea just to Terra Fairy and blast this thing, because the Urshi wouldn't really be able to do anything, right? It would a water move would just, he wouldn't use it because of Steam Engine, and then a fighting move would be ineffective.
So I understand where you're coming from. I think Sean just wanted Avalok to have the fairy type. I think Avalok had overall a better matchup. So I understand why he didn't want to do this. But Ziggy is still cautious. I don't think Colossal kills Urshifu with Terra Fairy. So for now, they are just both trying to understand what each other is doing.
That's fair. I also want to know why he sent that in just to swap it out, but...
And here, right, stop.
Yep.
Because, no, actually, it's this one is the kind of advanced play that those players are doing. So Ziggy is trying to understand what is the answer of Sean to Urshifu, so that's why he's swapping out. So if it stays and Terra Fairy, then he knows it. If he switches to Avalok, then he knows that Avalok is the one who is going to handle Urshifu. So that's exactly the purpose of this double.
That makes sense.
Trying to understand exactly what's going to happen in the future. So in the future, you're going to prepare for it. So here, this is the critical part where basically Sean lost almost all hope. So I'll let you continue.
I think I don't think the answer was almost. I think it was all.
Yeah, so not only did he miss Air Slash, which would have helped him understand exactly what was the set of Wishcash in terms of like how defensive it was, but he also got Freeze, which is the worst status condition, which I have learned in my prep because I could absolutely destroy by Chris with Freeze. You can sometimes you never wake up, like you have 20% chance of thawing.
Yeah, without a fire move, Freeze is stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. So here definitely Ziggy is, and I wanted to comment one thing more.
Yep.
Kilowattrol is the fastest mon from Sean, and it's also his revenge killer.
Yeah.
With specs. And
Sean even said himself it was his win con.
It was definitely his con. I can't blame him though, because he wanted to scout what which cassette was, and depending on it, it could even lead to some early KO and then free volt switch the whole game long.
Yeah, definitely.
But definitely this put a hamper. So, Play Rough did very little damage here, right?
Yeah.
So, what we learn is this is a Sap Sipper, Azumarill, most likely. No, or Thick Fat.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
thinking
maybe
it's Thick Fat because Ziggy doesn't have a single grass type on his team.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like
So
even
it's most
in his
likely- you're
draft,
right.
he just doesn't have one. So I was thinking it was Thick Fat, which would help him against the Chi-Yu with fire. Like this is like the ultimate Chi-Yu answer, realistically.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because yes, sure, it lets you tank, but Azumarill doesn't have too many options to damage and all
Yeah.
the other mons back.
It doesn't
And you
even
can see it
have
here.
it doesn't even have Aqua Jet to deal with anything either, which I don't know. I feel like I know that we all know that Sean's a slow stally player, but I definitely think he should have brought like he should have made it Terra Water Azumarill for the sheer power that thing possesses.
Yeah, but I think Sean understands something that all of us do not, is that the Terra is stronger on the defensive side. Really.
That's
They are
true.
better to help get rid of specific weaknesses or to get fairy type, for example, which are usually very difficult to get.
Yeah, that is fair.
So here they're just cycling around.
Nothing.
Okay, Avalok is a menace.
Avalog is stupidly defensive.
Yeah. I don't agree with this swap.
I was gonna
think this
say,
is
hang
a
on.
big mistake because we already know that Avalok is coming.
Yeah, we already knew that the lug was his Shifu answer.
It's-
Why would you switch your Shifu in on the lug?
Yes, I think this one is a
Yeah.
mistake. And it doesn't. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no excuse for this. I mean.
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna say
think
that
this-
sounds like that. I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe he was trying to predict Sean to double again, but I don't think it was worth the risk of him doubling because
Realistically,
yeah,
I mean, Wish Cash was something that he needed to get rid of for Kilowatt Roll to Vol Switch. Again, Kilowatt Roll is frozen, but the initial plan was to damage this guy.
the future side barely even does anything.
Yeah.
Switches out to Wiggly,
And so he's forced out.
and now
Okay.
Wiggly's essentially useless at this HP range.
Yeah, but he let him wish.
I was gonna
I
say,
would've
why didn't?
stayed.
Yeah, I feel like your best bet would have just been finishing it off.
Yeah. So here, this is the critical part. He sword stance, and then
Surging Strike still does nothing.
that's a huge mistake. Can you stop here? I
Yeah.
think this is the turning point. He took his time during the game. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
The
they
game was
both took.
quite long.
Yeah.
Why are you not calculating this? Like, he should have known. Because he already had damage on Avalog. So
Yeah.
he should have known that the +2 Surging Strike
Wasn't going
was
to do
never
shit.
going to kill Avalog.
Yeah, so that's
Based
something
on-
that Ziggy said, like, post-battle, that he definitely thought
Yeah.
he should have gotten more greedy and gone for another Swords Dance there.
It's not even greedy. It's not even greedy.
Yeah, there's
You
no
already
amount
know
of setup
how much
in front of
Avalok is going
Avalon.
to do back to you. Because you already saw the damage. So, there are two things that Avalok does here. It is attack or recover.
Yeah.
If he attack, you lose 50% of your HP, then you kill it next turn. If he recovers, you don't kill it next turn, and you don't even do 50%.
Yeah.
So there is no drawback in Sword Dancing a second time, because even if he attack and you have Sword Dance a second time, the next time you kill it.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
this
would've
was a
been better.
critical part, which definitely hindered Ziggy, and I wish he had taken more time on this turn, a little bit. It's very difficult because without the pressure, with everything that's happened with the stakes, I
Yeah,
can definitely
hindsight.
understand why you missed that. But I think this was a pretty big opportunity that he had to take the lead, definitely.
Definitely, because especially after he sets up, there's not really too much that stands in his... Like, if he's at +4, there's nothing that really stands in his way outside of the Clod, but that, again,
Or
depends...
the kilowatt roll,
Which is
was
frozen anyway.
Frozen.
Yeah.
So actually, from here, Ziggy can almost win. I mean, there is a Clodsire who is a little bit more annoying to deal with. But
that's the thing, though. If it's so, that's I know how Ziggy decided to make his Urshifu. He made it that it can always deal with Clod. If it's Water Absorb, he has non-water moves that like he used Facade for predicting Sean to go Clod, Odd, and Toxic it. So he either goes Unaware and Facades, or he goes Water Absorb.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah, definitely. So basically this was over if he had the Swords Dance.
Yeah, if he went for Swords Den here, I don't think there would have been any way for Sean to get out of it, really.
Yeah, agree with you. Unfortunately.
And he goes for it here, but it's kind of already too late. Because now you're still out of range now that you've let him heal even more.
Yeah.
And also the fact Avalugg outspeeds. Hang on, what?
No, it does. No, it did not outspeed.
Oh no,
He
sorry,
left
never
you.
mind.
He's just tanked.
Yeah, I'm special, okay.
Game is not over. The mistake was done. The game is not over. Oh, this AV Golden Go was
Yeah.
hated.
This thing is
Hate,
so hard to get through.
Yeah. Not much to do here. I agree with the plays he made.
Yeah.
So this was a somewhat bulkish Hue, which was very surprising for me. But yeah, so thick fat. Interesting.
Once again,
I was surprised it didn't. I didn't do more, but
well, that's the
it was
thing.
bulkish Hue and very defensive as well.
Yeah,
So,
without huge power, Azumarill just can't pack any punches, and the fact that it didn't have Aqua Jet annoys me. It's not hugely important, but like, if he was huge power, this Chi-Yu was dead between Liquidation and Aqua Jet.
yeah, I agree with you.
It just, yeah,
No, I agree. But I mean, that's a choice that Sean made.
it definitely is.
This is definitely a choice that I would not have made. But okay. He decided to go for the Stone Age. What a risky play.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
a heat crash wasn't killing, was it?
Yeah, but he was so on the backbone this game that he had to take risk. Like
Yeah.
really, Sean was still in a bad position. So this as Elf, there's a lot of work. So
And then the Clod.
yeah, and then the unbreakable clog.
Getting the Toxic in there was very nice. Setting up even more hazards.
Getting rocks. Yeah, Wishcash is such a defensive mon.
I also think it was really bad of him to use Water Absorb there, because at this point in the game, with Urshifu already being dead, it doesn't matter. Like, I can understand him using Liquidation as a way to test out whether it is Water Absorb or Unaware, but at this point with Urshifu dead, it doesn't matter. And Earthquake is super effective on 3 of the Pokemon, and then Kilowatch was frozen, so you don't really need to worry, you just kill it the turn after anyway.
Exactly,
So
right.
going for Earthquake
his
there...
Elf is choice lock, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's spec.
And I don't think he was a setup on Neuven, so knowing that whether or not it was unaware didn't really matter. I would have preferred some chip damage.
Yeah, that's
But,
what I mean.
Maybe he was expecting a switch to Coalasso.
But even still, it's still 4 times effective as it would have died anyway, right? That's what I mean. Earthquake had no downside.
No. Oh, to Earthquake. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Earthquake was super effective.
You're right. You're right.
on
Earthquake was the
Pokemon.
better play. Like, it hit everything.
Yeah.
Super effectively, except Kilowatcho, which was frozen. So.
Yeah, so you could have just killed it.
And
with
would have
Ice
died
Beam
to a future sight anyways.
Yeah, so there was realistically no issue. So I don't know if this was an oversight by Ziggy, or if he just wanted to know whether it was Water Absorb or Unaware. But without any setup, it doesn't matter at this point anymore.
Yeah, I think this is something that is very difficult to do, because this play makes sense at the beginning of the game.
But not here.
Just like you said, if Urshifu is still alive, because you need to know and to understand what is the Cloudsayer sense. And it's very difficult to switch, because you say, okay, when I see Cloudsayer, I'm going to attack with a water move just to try to understand what set he is. But having to readjust your IDs during the play, it's definitely more difficult.
Yeah, I think that was both the Swords Dance on on Shifu and that turn there, I think, are the two biggest misplays Ziggy makes.
Yeah, but this one, to be fair, doesn't matter as much.
It doesn't. And I also don't know why he Ice Beams there. Earthquake would have done more.
Uh,
And
there's
down it goes.
It would have.
And at this point in the game, it's pretty much over. Makes it rain. Barely misses out on the kill.
Yeah.
That Spadef drop actually kind of matters as well.
That's true.
Yeah, just recovers. Shadow Balls again.
Yeah, Shadow's Ball to get maybe a speed of drop, which would help Azelf, but
Yeah.
Azelf doesn't break through AV Golden Go.
Well, if it gets its own drops, it might.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think he still got a little bit lucky here.
Oh, he did.
Harsher.
Getting the first
at
and
the
the
end.
third mattered so much because now it kills from here. It definitely made a difference. Oh wow, he lived on one.
But so, I mean, that's why Sean is so hard to deal with in general,
Yeah.
right? Ziggy had very, very little windows of opportunities that he misplayed, and definitely mattered in the end. From the moment he misplayed against the Avalok, Sean started to get back the lead. When Shiyu went down, which I don't agree with, I think Ziggy should have kept Shiyu alive. Then Sean was back on the lead, and Sean did not let Ziggy take back the lead, and
Yeah.
slowly but surely won. I think this was still a very good game in general.
Oh, definitely.
Like the plays were really high. There's a lot of scouting. I've focused a little bit on Ziggy's misplays because we also know him personally a little bit more. Let's not take out from the fact that Sean managed to bring it back from a very difficult position.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the Kilowattrel having your revenge killer and your only fast mon being frozen from the very beginning, it's depressing. It really is.
That definitely fucked him over. But he still did it anyway, because that's just the power of Sean.
Exactly. Props to him, props to Ziggy as well, because it was still a very good play. I think this was probably one of the highest quality game that we had this week.
Oh, yeah, definitely it was. But hey, what can you expect?
Let's continue.
Yeah. So, next up we have Sugar Gray as Nanjing Nidoking and Rissox as Hell Creek Head Smashes. Had to think about that one for a sec.
So I was really surprised by the level. I think it was also a good match.
Yeah, this was definitely the second best.
I think Gray fell into the over preparation trap a little bit.
In what way?
So here, for example, I don't agree with the first play. Let's continue. You see, I need to stop spoiling the plays. Pyro is. So can you pause?
Yep.
Why would you use Pyro here?
I would say it just gets solid damage off on a Torn.
Yeah, why are you not using Electro Ball?
Well, Electro Ball does more damage the faster you are, and Torn is faster than Cinderace, so it would do a lot less than it would to Quaquaval, which is a lot slower. So I'm assuming that's the reason.
Okay, maybe you're right. And also you get the fire. Sorry, the burn chance.
Yeah,
okay,
that
so
would also help.
Makes sense. Okay, but then some scouting. I mean, the first few turns are, I would say, quite standard scouting from both of them. Okay, now it's Quaquaval is faster. This Mew set is Mew is very difficult now to play.
Yeah.
It lost access to recovery.
Psychic
But
Fangs.
okay, Psychic Fang was a
Eject
good
button. I like eject button. I think that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Overheat
Into
does
overheat.
not enough.
And
Gunshot just
the
destroys
prep.
it. I like it didn't even have to Terra Fairy it. It just died anyway because it's a grass type. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
In comes the moon to scare out the Mew.
So stop here. So here, this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Roaring Moon is a speed boosting in the sun.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem that Gray has. He has nothing that outspeed Roaring Moon.
Correct.
So that's basically it. That's the only thing you have to know. And now he has to try to play around it.
Yep.
And try to find some ways to outspeed. Like, he doesn't outspeed regularly, and definitely doesn't outspeed when it is boosting its speed in the sun.
Yeah, so Cinderace could technically speed tie it, but knowing Gray, he would have speed creeped it down to something else.
Oh, maybe he could speed tie it, but not with the plus speed.
Yeah,
with,
not in the
with
sun, not in the sun.
So at best you speed tie it. Okay.
I also
I don't agree with this play as well.
I actually kind of liked the Sandstorm to get rid of.
I like it, but I don't agree with the play.
You don't agree with it
in
there?
which universe? Like, why is it the play here?
Yeah, I think Solcure probably would have been the better move to go for
always.
specifically.
Here you need to attack. Like, there is nothing that's going to switch out that makes sense for you to catch with Sandstorm. I think Sandstorm you need to keep it a little bit, or to keep it when you are anticipating a Torkoal switch.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Tinkertoon, that was very interesting. The pickpocket tech.
I was gonna say
even more
yeah.
tech. So much prep on this one. This was very interesting.
And then Gigaton Hammer just does nothing. Knockoff is nice.
Knockoff.
I still don't like the fact that he's running a Sun team with Torn just because Hurricane, you know.
Yeah, but he can have the umbrella thing. Anyway, so this is the prep again. Like, so much prep from Gray. Like, this is a huge prep. With Dragon Pulse, he gets a kill, and then we're like, okay, he's going to finish the game, and
boom,
the eject pack.
Yeah.
Huge prep pressure from Risu.
Yeah, that was nice.
Even all this because yeah, definitely.
Let's Tink go down.
I don't agree with this play again. I think he started to play very defensive. I would have gone for Walking Wake and set up again, or Landorus or something like this. I feel like here you are starting to you are losing a tempo, just like in chess. You are losing a tempo by going Garganacl, which is very defensive.
Yeah, that's fair.
But okay, he tried to read the Torkoal here.
Yeah, that messed him over.
And he was put in a very bad position because of the U-turn. I think we already knew that it had U-turn, right? So
yeah, we did. That was
a big mistake.
Yeah, he tried to over-predict, and that made it not go as well. The Earth Power there doesn't do too much, at least.
And then
his agility
the other tech, the fucking yawn.
Yeah, that was
critical play.
That was so good.
Play. Yeah.
Draco to finish off the Regal.
Yeah.
And then falls asleep. Yeah. So, something of note here. He goes out to the Lando. If he doubled to the Garg here on the Dragon Claw, he actually could have won, I think.
What? Why?
Oh, sorry, this turn. Yeah, he died to Life Orb. So unless so after he stayed in there to get the Earth Power. Then after on this turn he turned 25. He needed to just swap to Garganacl so that because there was no way he was gonna Earthquake into the Landorus. which pretty much meant he was going to Dragon Claw, which Garruk can live 2 of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's what he needed to do to win there. And it was still very close. It's an 0-0 game, for God's sake. It doesn't get much closer than that. But they're just the one out that Gray had to actually winning that at the end. But yeah, I really liked this game, actually. It was really cool to see.
It was really good. There was a lot of preparation from both sides. I think there's just a few misplays here and there, but I think the match was also very surprising. I like the different sets that were brought by both of them. Like it was very creative in a way.
Oh yeah, that's
so
fair.
I'm really happy to see them in the league and see how they're going to perform in the league. So anyway, so very very close game.
Yeah, that Torkoal Yawn really ended it. Well, not really ended it for Gray, but ended the Wake actually being able to do anything. Which
with that Yawn for sure. Like Wake was picking up all the kills.
Yeah, Wake was gonna just sweep the rest of the game until he used Yawn, which I really like that. That's cool, nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Here we have Lupus Fluvium as London Umbreons versus our boy here, Bacchus.
Exactly right. So masterful player here.
Oh yeah, very masterful.
No, I think this game was prep diff and draft diff. So stop. If you can stop.
Yeah.
Just since I know myself, I can already give you a little bit of insight of what I think when I saw this game.
Yeah.
So the problem that Lupus have in his draft is that he only has one hazard removal, and it's Rapid Spin Serena.
Yeah.
So my whole team was designed to take on Rapid Spin Serena, and so when I saw that he didn't have it, then the path forward was already written. Hazard stack, knockoff, which 3 of my mon had.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
have
it.
really nice
So
items
like here, I even know he's going to lead Zapdos actually. I don't care. I'm going to Ghost Terra type. So again, the importance of
the
defensive Terra type, because the only point is to get a layer of Spike.
Yeah, that's fair.
So really stupid. I don't care if my mon dies. I'm going to put a layer of Spike. It doesn't get to hit KO unless he's very very offensive. About this. And the second thing that you have to know about my set is that both my Samurott and my Rillaboom have protective pads. So I don't care about attacking into a potential static Zapdos.
That's nice, that's nice. I like the tech there. So there you go, setting up your first Spike. He just Volt Switches out, which is a fair play. I think sending in his Chan Power this early wasn't the greatest idea.
Yeah, but it also forced me to play a little bit awkwardly around it. So this was a defensive hit run, and holy shit, it takes so much damage against this.
Yeah, it is such a
So here the double. Do you understand why I'm doubling or not?
I'd say I do, because you know it's going to have Sacred Sword, so you swap to something not weak.
Yes, so 2 things. First of all, so I already know his boots because of Space.
Yeah.
So he's not banded. I want to scout first for a Sacred Sword. I also want to scout for the Duck Trio play.
That's
so
fair,
if he had swapped into Duck Trio, then I would have been able to U-turn or something like this, right?
Yep.
That's the first thing. And second thing is, well, you'll see next turn. I won't spoil. But I'm really, really trying to get that fucking burn.
and I got it.
Second turn, which you know, a little bit lucky, but not so lucky because it's 51% to get it after two hit. So it happens. So now my plan is just okay. His burn is useless. I just keep on hazard stacking. This was a very bad play on his part.
Yeah, I don't know why he went to the tortoise there. That.
Yeah, can you stop? Just.
Yep.
1 second. The reason why Donphan was such an obvious play is I know he's not U-turn on the Zapdos because he Volt Switch last time.
You can do both. I did both on my...
Okay, but Zapdos usually has an issue with moves.
That is
so
fair,
you're not going to bring both Volt Switch and U-turn.
Yeah, that's fair.
So here, my second objective, I didn't know he was going to bring Enamorus into Donphan, was just to keep knocking off.
Yeah, you just
as I told you, I have hazards.
Yeah.
I just need to knock off. Enamorus is a menace, actually. I know it doesn't look like it, but in prep it was a huge issue. Chris destroyed me with it, so I was really, really happy to be able to, first knock it off, and then
Yeah.
the next place afterwards.
Yeah. Ice Spinner, I love Donphan's coverage. It's so nice.
So strong.
Yeah.
So Ice Spinner, I'm finally good. This one, I'm pretty much convincingly in the lead.
Yeah, considering it's burnt, it's already essentially dead.
Exactly here. So knock off, and that's it. Now I put it on a timer. He has limited switching.
Yeah.
So here, I want to sack my Heatran. Which is weird, right? But Heatran actually doesn't do anything because it's a flash. It's a
Flash cannon? Or is it's just a Dougie death?
yeah, just a doggy. Here, this is a mistake that I made. I should have prevented him from setting up rocks, but my whole point of using Dragon Tail was just to I wanted to trigger the booster energy from the bug. Sorry, I forgot the name.
The Slitherwing.
Slitherwing. Yes, exactly. And limited switching from this beast from Shenpa was also meant that if I managed to drag it in, then this was the last time I done. So here,
Yeah.
very stupid. I keep on just clicking Dragon Tail, and it's really stupid. And I finally managed to get it. So now I know it is indeed a boost and no boots. So Samurott, I'm just gonna keep clicking the Ceaseless Edge. I know I wouldn't have killed. I got lucky that I didn't get killed.
I think going for U-turn there wasn't a great idea, considering its booster energy. You usually want to like save it to a good point. It is unfortunate it didn't kill though.
I think it was dead, so he wanted to keep it for after. But yes, I think it was U-turn was still a mistake. He should have attacked.
Yeah, I
and stayed
agree.
in. And so I managed to get a very crucial knockoff as well, because now Zapdos has also limited switching.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, everything pretty much dies to the hazards.
Exactly, right. Nothing to do here. So here, I think I made the only mistake here. So is the U-turn on my Dragapult. Looking at the calc, I didn't have a clear kill on the Skeledirge. Because it was a bulky
Yeah,
set,
Skeledirge is
and
always
he had a
bulky.
chance to kill me, but the chance was very slim, so I could have been a little bit greedier and tried to go for the 3-0, because the game was over here,
Yeah,
because I knew Rillaboom would have cleaned.
Yeah, I definitely think you should have just gone for the attack. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
for the
hey, it gets the
3-0.
job done. You got a pretty clean win, I'd say. There was
Yeah, it
no
was,
point in that battle where you
yeah.
were on the defensive.
Yeah, this battle was, I would say, very controlled.
Yeah.
I think I could have played a little bit more greedy at the end to get a 3-0 instead of a 2-0, but otherwise it was very controlled, and it was
Yeah.
honestly more of a draft diff. Like the plan for me was really, really simple, and I never really got surprised. So my opponent told me after the game that he thought Zapdos had defog, and realized just before starting the battle that it didn't. So he changed heavy duty boost. Like he panicked, had to prepare something,
Yeah,
and definitely showed here.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, because there's a lot of mons lost defog this gen, so yeah, that's unfortunate for him.
And he definitely needs to look into it for the next future battles. I think his team is lacking removal. I think Serena had to come this game, however bad the matchup was.
Yeah,
It had to come. Otherwise, it was so easy for me. And here, I understand that maybe you think it is close, that Dragapult could have... No, it was not. Like, there was no way he could have won this game. Like, honestly. He needed an insane luck if he wanted to win this game, because just the draft was so much easier for me to execute.
Yep. And even still, you did a lot of like sacrificing without being too worried. Like you didn't like
Yes, exactly.
earlier in the game when you doubled the Heatran to try and predict the Doug, you still cared at that point. But even towards this end here, where was that? Yeah, here. You didn't really need to worry about that anymore. It had already done what it needed to, so it didn't matter too much at this point. But yeah, you played that fairly well. You had the control of the game the entire time.
Yeah. I could have played a little bit more aggressive sometimes, but also like I'm still getting back to my form. So
That's
I think
fair.
this was okay game, but I hope Lupus is going to manage to trade a few months to maybe patch up the weakness, because with this weakness, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he can win or he can place really high until he patches this weakness. Because
That's
otherwise
fair.
he gets those matchup where he absolutely, like, I don't think he plays bad here. I'm
No.
gonna be honest with you, I don't think he plays bad. I just don't think that he has any way of winning.
Yeah, that's fair. There isn't. It's not like the liquidation from the thing.
Mm.
Oh my god. On Ziggy's battle, where it's like that was a very clear misplay. I wouldn't say there are any
Yeah.
very clear misplays, except maybe the U-turn on the Slitherwing. I don't agree with that play.
Yes.
I think
Agree
he
with
was
you.
better off
Maybe
just
it's a little bit
killing it.
unlucky. I haven't run the calc, but yeah, maybe the U-turn is the one misplay here.
Yeah, but he definitely didn't play badly. It's just that you had the better strategy and the better team going into it, I think.
Yeah, agree with you.
You ready to move on?
Yes.
Yeah, alright, let's see. Next up, we have Mesmeralda as Duskmoon Dragapult and SDL Chris as Helsinki Hydreigon.
Another heat battle.
Oh, for sure. There were a lot of good battles this week. Great opener to the season.
Yeah. So here, this was absolutely devastating.
The freeze.
Happened. Like,
I think I'm going to have to title this episode The Week of Freeze.
yeah. So, can you stop just 2 seconds? So, the point for Mes, so he clicked, I believe, Spike on the turn he got frozen. It definitely mattered because he wanted Spike to be on the field to be able to scout the different sets. For example, whether or not Iron Bundle was heavy duty boots and all of this, which he was, if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, definitely very important.
Yeah.
Very important, and losing it was put him on the back burner.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know Freeze Dry could freeze. Because most moves don't have like two
secondary
secondary effects.
It's so broken. Well, I know he can freeze because in my prep, or when I helped Chris prep, I got frozen as well. So he did train his Iron Bundle to freeze.
What a well-trained bundle.
And he destroyed me because of this.
I like it.
So there was definitely the prep that helped Iron Bundle to freeze here.
Yeah, the Electrode was also a surprising bring, but I think it worked fairly well.
Yeah, I think it works well. So I think here they are playing very conservatively.
Yeah.
That's very important. Note here, it only does 20% to all form. And that's here. I think here there is a misplay.
The Flamethrower?
No.
Or the Earthquake?
I'll explain. So it looks extremely cool. Sorry, if you can stop 2 seconds. It looks extremely cool that he has Orcaberry and he is able to get rid of the Iron Moth.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the team and you say, where is the Baxcalibur switch? Bothworm was the Baxcalibur switch. You already know, and you're already leading the match because the Greninja basically didn't even get to do anything. Is really Iron Moth such a problem that you can allow yourself to basically sacrifice your only switch into Baxcalibur to deal with it? And the answer is no. No.
Moth can be dealt with by both King and Hands.
Defensively, yes, and offensively, Iron Bundle kills it, or Dragonite can also handle with it, like he can somewhat deal with it as well. So I don't agree with this play, even if it looks really cool, because it shows the prep that Chris is able to do with Orcaberry.
I agree, actually.
It looks cool, but I think he went too much for the style point here.
Yeah, I agree. He has no other Bax answer. He has a better other Moth answers. It wasn't worth using his Moth. Like, it wasn't worth using the Worm against the Moth. Yeah, I completely agree. Because at this point in the game, what else does he have for it? Intimidate is nice.
I think Mesna had a win con and he tried to do it. So his win con was, okay, we need to chip Iron Hands. And that's why he is also bringing every time the Rocky helmet.
Yeah.
Defensive Tauros, all of this. So he's like, okay, maybe my other win con is to set up with Cresselia, which Chris definitely prepared.
Yeah, he had the
even
toxic
against
ready.
me, that was the same, and I got frozen. But the problem. Okay, yes, it does a little bit of damage.
Future Sight does nothing.
Okay. It's going
Flip
to flip
turns
turn,
Owl.
so very annoying. And then the Articuno, the beast, the legend, the monster. It has pressure and haze, if I remember correctly.
I love the
He just shoot me.
Nagumo just being here at all times. Swaps back to the crest.
Why is it not more switching?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't have a ground type or anything. There was no reason not to.
There was a misplay. There was not a big misplay, but there was a misplay.
Yeah, that's for
So
sure.
chill reception, that's okay. Actually, I was a little bit surprised that Bax was not Ice Body.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Just
He doesn't have a
thermal
fire
exchange,
type to take advantage of.
Yeah, the
thermal
only
exchange.
fire type is I think Hisuian Typhlosion, which didn't have a great matchup. So I think going for Ice Body was a little bit better
I
on
agree.
this one. But that's because he didn't prep with me. I couldn't help him prep because I was already booked with Chris.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and in comes the Bax here.
They keep on switching and all of this. Then again, he wants to chip the Iron Hands.
Yep.
It's a little bit of a shame that Chris CC'd instead of joint punching to avoid being too low.
Yep. And it's a.
And then here I don't agree with the previous play.
You don't.
So
You didn't want him to.
Why are you out switching here? It's looking.
Well, I mean, I think he should have toxic rather than switch.
Yes. Because he's not going to die in once, and you know, like all the other mons, like Cresselia is basically useless for as long as you have Articuno.
Yeah.
The Tauros, is very defensive, so it's not going to kill everything. The Electrode was already shipped, and Electrode is not going to. It's going to be very difficult to manage both. All the remaining mons. It's possible because I believe Electrode was Terra
Ice. Yeah, Terra Ice.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it was still a menace, and I think it was a good one to bring. But at some point, like he was soon to be with Life Orb, he was soon to be in range of E-Speed. So here he should know that the last menace is this fucking dragon monster.
Yeah. I also wonder. Earlier when we were talking about the Volt Switch, why he didn't do it, I wonder if that was trying to conserve HP for the extreme speed. I don't know exactly how much extreme speed does, but that could be the reason.
Oh, you're right, actually. You're right. That makes sense then. So that's also why you're here. I'm stupid. Okay, I don't understand the switch to Dragonite.
Yeah, Dragonite should have been like Dragonite should have been like the last thing to come in.
Yeah, I think here it started to snowball. Encore is okay.
Encore doesn't really help at this point. I mean, sure,
Articuno... at this point it's kind of too late.
Yeah, Articuno still gets one shot by it. He would have been better off going for Freeze Dry the first turn, really, and hoping for the crit, I guess, because
to me, Freeze Dry into E-Speed isn't it enough to?
Yeah,
maybe not.
Two Freeze Dries and the Extreme Speed definitely would have.
Yeah, but he didn't have time to do 2 Freeze Dry because the reason why Bax Caliber used Icicle Crash is because of the Encore. So actually, I think Mess clicked on the Dragon move here. It's just that he was encored into using Icicle Crash.
That's fair. Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
But here, to be fair, it was difficult. It's a shame because Chris started really well. There was a lot of preparation, but I think he got a little bit too excited and tried to style a little bit. I think he should have paused mid-game and think, okay, what is my lose condition? What is the win condition of Mess? And he should have identified that Bax was the last remaining really one. Especially after he knew what Cresselia's set was and he knew that he had so many answers. So all of his effort should have been to prevent Bax from sweeping here.
Yeah, that's definitely
unfortunately, he didn't realize this, or he realized it too late. And at this point, at the end of the game, it's not about a misplay here. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
Realistically.
A +2 dragon that, like, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. I should have helped him prepare a little bit more about this back set. I thought he had it in pretty good hand, but actually not at all. Once Earthworm was down, actually, it was...
Yeah, once Earthworm went down, there was nothing to stop the dragon.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that I don't agree with him sacking it against Iron Moth.
I agree, yeah.
Iron Moth there are many ways he could deal with Iron Moth, but there are not many ways he could deal with this monster.
Yeah, Bax is just too good against this kind of a team.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on.
Ready to move to the next high-level battle?
Yes, the high-level battle of my battle.
Okay, so on this one...
I had some I had some good ideas and some slightly funny ones, but I knew from the
went bad, so early.
Yeah, so I didn't exactly expect the Tusk to start off or be banned. I had the idea if it was going to start off, it was most likely going to be a bulk up set, which I think would have been better, but from here I was expecting the bulk up.
Yeah, that was such a bad play from you.
Yeah, I really...
Tusk being offensive was so free in this game, and you definitely did not expect. There was a huge hole in your preparation, which is you did not expect this banded Iron Tusk.
I did not expect banded. Again, I was somewhat prepared for bulk up, which is what I expected it to be if it was going to lead, which is why I didn't bother attacking it. I just swapped straight away to my best.
Isn't how do you call it? Can you stop? Sorry, isn't what is the speed of Cleaver? Base speed?
87, I think.
So it's 85, so it's slower 85. Than Great Tusk.
Yeah, not enough to outspeed.
I was wondering.
Although,
if you had a U-turn or something to do.
In saying that, it was a Scarf set, so I could have, but I don't know. So both Thunderous and Cleaver were Scarf here.
So why did you not U-turn here? Because I don't think you die in one hit if he's Scarfed.
Yeah, that's fair. To be honest,
so you should have hit him.
Yeah, in hindsight, I should have just let the Cleaver down and set up rocks probably, so that I could then try and revenge with the Thunderous. But...
And by the way, funny thing here, Thunderous never dies unless it is a minus defense set. So you had a mixed set, right?
No, I was fully... Wait, no. Yeah, I was mixed. But yeah, I decided to go minus defense. I should have gone minus def.
And but that's really funny because only if you are minus defense do you die in one hit against knockoff, and you only had a 20% chance of dying.
Yeah.
So when things could not have gone more wrong. The first few turns, like you brought
start.
the wrong defensive mod against it.
Yeah, this was just a bad start all around. You know, right. This start. Honestly, after this start, I don't think I had a way to recover. Really, I did my best, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this was the biggest mistake. It was just the beginning. Afterwards, it was just okay. Dragon Tail, annoying play here. I think he read you well.
Yeah, he read me, thinking that he would like predict me to switch again. I just decided, well, fuck it, I'll stay in and. Actually, no, I think I baton passed. I think I fucking baton passed. So that he couldn't, if he Dragon Tailed me, I would still be allowed to switch.
But I understand, but he was put in a position where he can try to do those risky plays that look really cool because they worked.
Yeah.
He read you really well, but he was put in this position because of the first few turns, right? Because of this knockoff one-hit KO on probably one of the biggest threats that you had.
It was just such a bad start. I couldn't recover at that point. I think I did my best too, and I managed to make it not a 6-0, but yeah, it was never gonna recover.
So you It's banded, right? Neither.
Yeah, it was banded claws.
Yeah, it was such a big.
I also must say
Combat,
I
no,
love
yeah.
Terra Dragon Haxorus. It's just so just monstrous. I
Don't you have something like Fire Blast or something? No?
no.
I would have loved it for it, but
Yeah, no.
to be fair, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first few turns went so wrong that I don't think there was really a way for you to win.
No,
And
there
here, I
wasn't.
wish you had like some kind of I don't know, hidden tech to deal with it, but
No.
yeah,
Nah.
the bandit set was a very good prep on his part, and you had nothing for it.
No, I didn't. It was over when it started, realistically. I don't think I played it too bad towards the
Yeah,
end.
but I don't agree with the lead. I don't agree with the lead. I think Greatest lead, you should have prepped better for Greatest lead.
Yeah,
I think you were put in a position where you had to guess also what was his lead because you brought a mon that was usually slower than Greatest, so you were forced out.
Yeah.
And really, the lead made the game. Afterwards, there was nothing really you could do.
Yeah,
So you need
agree.
to prepare more for this.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Who did you mock with?
I did mocks with both Debug and Grey.
Mm.
So against Debug, I beat him 4-0, and then with Grey, I lost 1-0. So I was, and no offense no offense to Tom here, but I think Grey is better than him by a lot. So I thought if I can go 1-0, like 0-1 against Grey, surely I can go at least 1-0 against Tom, right? I could get like the 2 better differential and get the win. But
and none of them brought a banded Great Tusk?
No, they did not. They both went the bulk up route. So that kind of fucked me over because that's why I went straight to the Thunderous is because I thought if it's going to lead, it will be bulk up and just try to win right off the bat.
So
that was clearly wrong.
I think what you are missing, I will give you a little bit of an advice because I've watched a little bit of you. I mean, I've known you for quite some time and I've watched a lot of your battles. I think here definitely there was some very cool set that you brought. You need to work a lot more on your lead matchup.
Yeah.
You need to, like, when I start the match, I've already a certain number of options. Before the match even begins, I know what are the different potential leads, and I have prepared in my head what I'm going to lead. So I know even before I start clicking, I know what leads I'm going to have, and as soon as I see the team, I've already decided what was the lead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to think about this. I have already prepped, and I think this work, you need to do it earlier. Like, you need to ask yourself what are the potential leads. Greatest league list is not a surprise. It should not be a surprise. Like, if I see this team, I know that it's either Great Tusk or Jolteon that's going to lead.
Yeah.
There is nothing else that's going to lead, or maybe Arcanine, but not really in this matchup.
And realistically, either way, Thunderous would have been the answer to both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here Thunderous should have been your lead, always.
Yeah.
There is nothing else that you should have led with.
Well, that's kind of the thing with like your
that's a big
Samurai.
mistake.
Cleaver has the stone axe with sharpness to get the rocks up, which was
but
kind of the idea.
Here you can't do it. Oh, here if this was your plan, to really get the rocks up, then you should have stayed.
Yeah.
You should have stayed and accept that you're going to die if he's a scarf close combat.
That's what I realized in hindsight, which is what I was going to say earlier. I should have just let it die and gotten the rocks up and not worried about it. But yeah, hindsight's 2020. That was
yeah. So personally, I would have led with Thunderous, but if you want to lead with Cleaver and keep works up, it was fine. It's just that he had the Fortress, which has access to Rapid Spin, so I don't think I would have done it, because I don't think I would have. I would think that it would be worth it to let Cleaver die for rocks that can be removed from the field.
Yeah.
So personally, I would have led with Thunderous, and I think I don't know how much time did you take on choosing the lead?
Not much.
It's bad. Like you need to know your openings, just like in
Yeah.
chess.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think this was an opening issue. Afterwards, honestly, I don't think there
Yeah.
was a misplace. Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, that's the thing though. After the first like getting fucking myself over, I don't think I did anything wrong per se, which I guess I
No, no,
can.
no, I agree with you. And even the read on the heavy slam and all this, I think it's a little bit unlucky that like, but those were 50-50 plays. So to be fair, and you was put in such a back
Yeah, I
position
was on the
that
back from the start.
yeah. So I wouldn't be too harsh on you on this ones. I think the sets that you brought made sense. I think definitely that made sense in this matchup. Okay, Bandit was not. You did not prepare. I think the biggest issue was the lead. So for next time,
Yeah.
prepare your lead. And I'm giving you all this advice because you know that Mess and I are going to prep for you.
Oh,
So
why you gotta help Mez? Damn it.
he will have an idea of all your months with all the potential leads. And depending on the set that he brings, he will already know what lead he's going to have.
Goddamn
Because I
Frenchman.
always prepare for the lead, so be very careful. If you start losing from turn 1, this is an issue, and this is something that sometimes happens with you. Sometimes you lose from turn 1,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to bring back something that is so difficult to do. And if you want to place higher, because you definitely have the skills for it in terms of preparation, in terms of plays, you need to make sure that you don't lose turn 1.
Yeah.
So really take the time to prepare the turn 1. I think turn 1 is one of the most important things you can do.
Yeah. All right, moving on because I can't listen to it anymore. I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, sorry. But
Nah, you're all good. You're right. It is definitely a bigger issue for me, but yeah. So we have David Bowie Gaming as Debug or Porychads and Potato Z as Rotom Washington Wizards.
what did you think of this game?
I think in Wash Tom over here made some dumb plays, but I don't think either of them played too badly overall.
No, but I would say this one was we saw a lot more of their skills, and it was very standard. So here, Leaf Storming and all this. I don't agree specifically with this play because he let Rotom be solo. He should have Vol Switch in my mind because you never kill Tyranitar, but that's okay. Maybe he was really afraid of Tyranitar.
I was gonna say, I think it depends on how he has the Motom built, because realistically, I don't even think the Motom was great coming this game, to be honest.
I think he had to. He had to for the Coven Knight, for many things. I'm okay with it. I think it just maybe should not have let it take so much damage.
Well, there's the Coven.
Okay. So now the luck of the game. Obviously, you get a fucking crit.
That crit definitely hurt. I also don't think it was great to stay in Leaf Storm. I feel like it would have been obvious that he was swapping Tyranitar there, but maybe that's just a me thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I don't understand why he didn't go for instead of Covenant, go for the Shroom.
The Shroom? Yeah, that's fair. That's probably definitely better actually.
Yeah, so it is a special Garchomp.
Yeah, special
We know
chomp.
it's a special Garchomp. That makes a lot. That is very very important. So then there are screens, and then okay, he wants to set up Articuno. Huge, very good play. Toxic read.
Yeah, this Toxic is the only thing that saved him.
Yeah, and what is very interesting to see is that there's not a lot of offensive threat anymore here. Articuno is going to die. So this one, can you stop here? I would have loved for Washington Rotom or for Potato Z4.
Yep.
To be a little bit more aggressive and to show a little bit more his skills. He played extremely standard to try to get the win. But realistically, Articuno, you know he has Calm Mind, you know he has Agility, you know he's Terra fighting, so he's most likely Terra Blast fighting.
Yep.
And since this is a boosting set, you know he's Stall powered. So
Yeah.
you already know his set, right?
Yes.
From the first two moves. Because he's Terra fighting, he has you saw Calm Mind and Agility, so you 99% sure he has Terra Blast and Stall powered.
Yeah.
So you don't really have a way to deal with it, but you've put it on a timer.
Yeah.
So you need to start sacking. So you need to think about how can I start sacking in the most efficient way. The only way Articuno is going to kill Glimmora is not with Terra Blast fighting, it's with Stalled Power. So here I would have loved if he had switched to Cleaver and then switched back to Glimmora.
Yeah, that would have been good.
It would have been a very, very good play, because in any case he's going to sack them.
Yeah, that's
So
definitely fair.
either you make like a little bit of an aggressive read and you have a chance to save one sack, or you don't make an aggressive read and you lose all.
Yeah, that's
And
definitely
so
true.
that was a little bit of a shame here, because I think Potezuzzi had a very strong preparation here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Something that also annoyed me from Potato is right here. For some reason, he didn't Sucker Punch. He said later that it's because he thought it might have Recover. But if he had Recover, then he had zero issues to worry about. We already knew 3 of the 4 moves. So if the last one was Recover, then it couldn't touch King, meaning that there was zero reason for him not to do the damage. And
Yes, but I don't think it.
Because of the
yes,
the
it did
toxic,
matter.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
the
say because of the
10%
toxic
mattered.
damage, I feel like it would have done 10%. I could be wrong. It's not a Supreme Overlord said, but I feel like it would have done the 10%.
I think you would have. You're right.
Granted,
So
Reflect
another
is
huge
also
mistake
up,
here.
but yeah, which would have then saved this Rotom's poor life.
Which he would also saved it if he had started doing some aggressive reads. So definitely here, he could have read a little bit more.
I definitely agree.
So, but the preparation was good, because here we see safety goggles.
Yeah, that was
So again,
really nice.
very good, with especially defensive. Here, I really don't understand the play. To bring Salamence into Garchomp.
Yeah, my assumption is it was to bluff Scarf and scare it away. That's really the only thing I can think of as to why he would do that, is to bluff Scarf.
But does Salamence one-shot Garchomp?
No. No.
Why do you when do you ever switch here?
Yeah,
If you're Scarf, man. Yeah, if you're Scarf, of course. So.
Yeah,
Let me
I
just
think
look
the
at the
only way I
cards,
could have done
so-
it was with an Outrage or like, yeah. But again, it depended on how much of a bulky set the Garchomp was as well.
Well, maybe Outrage, you're right. But Outrage lets Iron Valiant sets up.
Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's what I mean. Realistically, I don't think that was the right way to bluff it at all.
Yes. And to be fair, we already knew it was a special set, so Draco Meteor was definitely to be expected
Yeah.
as one of the moves from Garchomp.
As opposed to doing
So-
Outrage himself and having the Grim there to stop it.
So good play on Potato Z4 to call him out on the play. A little bit unlucky here that he didn't pick up the KO.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
1%. But oh well.
And then fucking Taunt Volcanion, like this is really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's fun fact, Taunt Volcanion is something I used against Debug myself in our mocks. But it still caught him off guard. But realistically, as soon as this Tyranitar went down, the game was over. He had no attack Grimmsnarl and Amoonguss.
Oh yeah, nothing. He had nothing, to be fair. As soon
Yeah,
as the
no
silence
attack
was also
Grimmsnarl
down there.
and Amoonguss is never exactly an offensive threat, especially when they have
Yeah.
a fire type on the other team. So yeah, this game
Yeah,
was
so-
already over, but I think it was a good showing from both competitors, to be fair.
I think it shows different skills. I don't know if Debug had a very good showing, to be fair. I don't agree specifically with the plan he had in mind. I think Potato Z had very, very good prep. He definitely put a lot of thoughts into it. There was a clear plan. I think overall his plays were not really good or great. I think there was a few mistakes here and there, and he could have played a little bit more offensively, or maybe he was just really trying to win, to ensure and play very minimal. He could have won with a 3 or 4-0 if he had played a little bit more offensively. But the prep was absolutely excellent. Yeah. And to be fair, he didn't really need to do more to win. So I'll see in next match to really judge the skill level, because I don't know him personally.
Yeah, they're both some of our newer guys.
But from a prep perspective, this was really great.
Yeah.
For debug, it was
the toxic from the Glim really did save his ass though. If he didn't get the toxic up, the Articuno just swept.
Yes, but I think he put all his eggs into one basket. Yeah, and the basket just fell over. And you can't really do that in this league.
Yeah.
Your plan cannot be to have this one single set that's going to save the game. Because stored powered with something like this and the Terra, this is not something that is new to anyone here. Like, this is the set also Mess brought with Cresselia.
Yeah.
Right? With a fairy Terra tape. This is not something that's going to surprise someone. You can do it at the end of the game when you have scouted enough and you have killed enough mod. You can't do it when all the mods are still up. Yeah, and if you do and you win, then shame on your opponent for not preparing something for it. Yeah. Because this is not something that is surprising, especially if you have a screen setter just like Grimsnarl, which is going to be such a, I would say, a usual win condition.
Yeah, for sure. I also don't think I understand why Ursaluna didn't come. Maybe he just thought it'd be too predictable.
Yeah, I don't understand either. Ursaluna would have been so good here.
Yeah, it might have just been the fact that it wasn't, like, it was too predictable, he felt. But at the same time, that's the point of the good Pokemon. They're predictable, but so you need to work, you know what I mean?
But he needed, like, Ursaluna, I understand even if it is predictable, Ursaluna would have been a good breaker here. You don't care, you don't need to take many things, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you killed a few months, then your Salamence and your Articuno are going to be much more efficient, right? You needed a little bit more chip damage and all of this, right? And Ursaluna would have been much better. He got unlucky, he was put very far behind on this Vol Switch crit.
Yeah, yes. That certainly didn't help.
There is no denying this. There is no denying this. For sure, he was put on his back, but then I didn't really think anything that, in terms of prep or play from his side, that really showed that he could win.
Yeah, so. I also think it's worth mentioning that even if that didn't crit, he most likely just went Volcanion and finished it off with a flamethrower anyway.
At least he had a free switch in, but at least maybe with Corviknight up, Garchomp would have had a little bit more of a more difficult time to shine. Yeah. And maybe there were some plays where you could just switch into a Draco Meteor, then use U-turn to go back to Salamence. Those type of play that would have been possible had Corviknight been alive. But with that being said,
it also had Fire Blast. Remember?
He does have Fire Blast, you're right.
Yeah,
Corviknight is so defensive. But no, it is definitely possible.
Which I probably would have worked the first time or two, but probably not even the second time. But just the first time it probably would have worked. But afterwards, Potato probably would have been just able to predict whether he was going to do the switch.
Yeah, then you Salamence, there's some doubling and suddenly get the -2 special attack with the Draco Meteor. So there's some ways you can, double a little bit around it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I hope he's going to bounce back. This is Atrocious.
One other thing I should probably mention. Apparently Potato here didn't know that we didn't have like the VGC rule of non-repeating items. So he had to he made himself not have any repeating items because he didn't know that we allowed that here.
But, if it comes from VGC, makes sense. I really want to see more of this match. It's
Yeah.
difficult for me to judge his level because I saw some very good things, like the prep part, for example, is probably one of the best that we this week. But
Yeah.
also I saw some opportunities that he definitely didn't take, and
Yeah,
I think
definitely agree.
Debug needs to work a little bit more on the win conditions and all of this. Even though he got unlucky for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Okay, so are you excited for next week's match? Like, we didn't forget anything, right?
Definitely not. So fun fact, I have to go back to back to back to back battling every goddamn form of Donphan. I have past Donphan, future Donphan, and then you for actual Donphan. Like I just, of course, the three Donphans all are gangbanging me.
Yeah. Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah,
Okay, so for week 2,
we've got
so
Debug
are we
and
doing predictions?
yeah, so Debug and Ziggy. Ziggy is surprisingly scared of Debug. I don't know why.
He's scared because he's starting the like Ziggy also gets a little bit in his head sometimes.
Yeah.
Because he lost the first match, so he has to win. Realistically, from the plays that we saw, let's be honest. Like, we still give the edge to Ziggy here in
Yeah,
terms of
I agree.
experience, in terms of preparation, in terms of the skills and the longevity he has in his league. I mean, it's his league, right?
Yeah.
It's already going for 8 seasons, so realistically he should win. But you never know.
Yeah,
So
Ziggy is also, it doesn't help. He's known to choke against good players, but he's also known to choke against bad players. For example, you didn't play in Victory Road Season 5, but me and Ziggy and Gray did again with Mez as well, and Axie. But yeah. There was a player there, Robopop, who I think at the end, he came 9th, I believe. And
really?
for context, both me and Gray 6-0'd him. But
Dang.
Ziggy managed to lose, like, I think it was a 2-0, just because he was just he just, yeah, he chokes against bad players sometimes. So it's definitely possible that it happens, but I'm also not liking his chances. I'm pretty sure Gray and him are prepping at the moment, because while we were recording this video, I realized they were in VC as well, so I think that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, very likely. Yeah. So I think he preps well and he has a good plan. I think he's going to win.
Yeah, I definitely have my money on Ziggler. On to Wash Tom and Gallade.
I'm very excited for this match. Very excited because Gentleman Thomas is a very, how do I say it, a very solid player.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, he's good no matter what. He's the kind of guy who doesn't really choke in general. He can put up a performance, and I want to see Rotom Washington or like Potato. I want to see Potato facing him. Like, I want to see basically how he's going to measure up, because this is definitely going to tell me a little bit more about the skill levels.
I agree, yeah. His first showing against Porychad didn't really show a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, this will definitely show a lot more. So I'm putting my money on
very
on
excited
Tom.
to see this.
I'm definitely putting my money on Tom though, but it'll give us a lot better showing of what Wash Tom is capable of.
I would put, for now, because I know Tom a little bit more, I would put my money as well on him. But again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to see more.
Yeah, Wash Tom's still a wild card.
Yes.
And then we've got me and Mez.
Going to be this is going to be fun. Mez is such a strong player.
Yeah, it's always scary battling when it comes to like Axie, Gray, and you and Mez. Yous and Sean obviously are like the scariest players to play against, and it's just scary, bro.
No, it is scary, and I agree with you, because it's just usually we can run some very weird set that have, like, we can try come up with some really
niche
off the road strategies and try to surprise you. So definitely the prep can be a headache.
Yeah.
Messi is a great battler as well.
Yeah,
He is so good.
it's still so strange to me how he managed to go from 0-8 in season 6 to literal champion in season 7.
Yes.
Oh god. But yeah, my money's on Mez, but I'm not going down without a fight either, so
So
you and
my money's on
Hydreigon.
Mess because I'm going to prep with him. So if not, then I mean that I'm not doing my job properly.
Yeah,
I
fair.
still expect a lot from you.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be that surprised that you win as well. I think you have grown a lot recently. So
Yeah. Well, speaking of that Victory Road season, I actually came fourth in that, beating Ziggy, E. Gray, and Ty. So
oh wow.
yeah,
No, let's be fair with you. I think you definitely can do it, but it's going to be a tough matchup.
I agree. You and Hydreigon, I think you're gonna destroy him. To be frank.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm not looking forward to this match because Chris and I are usually prepping so often together. So that's the reason why I don't like to do it. Because even though I know his playstyle, he knows my playstyle so well. Like we've done, I don't know.
It
so many
reminds
battles
me of
against each other.
Josh and Ziggy, where they just know each other's plays so well that it makes it really
Exactly.
interesting.
Exactly, that's kind of the issue here. So we'll see. In terms of matchup wise, from what I've looked, I think it looks quite even. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't have. But
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see afterwards. I'm not going to reveal my set and all of that. But this is going to be a tough battle, but I just hope that Chris doesn't go on tilt. I think this was a little bit of the issue last game.
I agree. We've got Riss and Umbreon. I'm gonna go with Riss just because I think his team is monstrous.
Yeah, and he was surprisingly good.
Yeah, well, going
So-
0-0 against Gray, or we've technically scored it as a 1-0 just because the doc
Yeah,
doesn't know how to
yes.
deal with 0-0s.
No, it's 1-0. I understand. So it's definitely not a small achievement. And
Yeah.
again, I told you, even if Lupus can play well, I think there is some issues in his team that he needs to patch. And
Yeah.
until he has patched them, he's going to fight some unwinnable games.
Yeah, for sure. And then we've got Gray and Sean. Our
Holy shit,
top
this
our
one
top
was
two
a
players
week.
for this season going head to head in week 2. Such a fun week.
Yeah, and Gray has something to show.
Yeah, Gray is like he's said he's winning this game. He doesn't care. He's going.
Oh man, this is so frightening when Grace is in his mindset of
Oh,
winning.
yeah.
Absolutely. He's going to come up with some wide sets that
Yeah.
are going to be so well prepared. So definitely looking forward to
Yeah,
this one.
same. It'll be a good fight. Here's the standings as well. We got Tom and Mez up the top, and Riss and Gray being, of course, right in the middle with me and Chris down the bottom. There were a lot of 2-0s this week.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks, but I think here we can't really, from 1 week, we can't really.
Yeah, the first week
No,
doesn't exactly
exactly,
show much, sure. Yeah. Any final words from you, Backrus?
No, not really. It was fun doing this with you.
Yeah.
But I hope I wish you good luck, and I hope that people would like what they say, even if I am very critical of everyone. I also know my limit, and don't worry. When I will do badly, I will be very, very highly critical of myself.
Nah, you're all good. You're still definitely like one of our better battlers. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you dudes next week. See yous!
See ya.